welcome to episode. Man, I had to forget my numbers here. Jeez, man, I'm feeling silly right now, forgetting my number, but that's okay. It will pop into my head momentarily, probably sometime in this episode. But first, I want to welcome my guest, Heather Harmer, and her dog Ruby to the show. So, Heather, tell us a little about yourself, and Ruby could talk about herself, or she's like, I don't care.
Well, Ruby, the bulldog, is kind of the star of this household. And let's see, Ruby has been with me for just about a year. I rescued her last July. So we've been together for about a year, and she loves wagon rides in her red wagon. She loves to go on adventures, and she loves people. And last weekend, we went up to northern Minnesota, and she kayaked for the second time ever. So she gets out and about. So that's Ruby. I'm going to set her down now.
Yeah, she's probably like, I want to go back to sleep. And by the way, it's episode 14 for folks. Right now, I just had to double check my number, so it's episode 14. So we got that corrected. So go ahead, Heather.
So thank you for welcoming me to your show. I'm a big fan of your podcast, Jerry. We've known each other for many, many years. I think I was thinking about it over 10 years for sure.
Yep.
When you started at Special Olympics as an intern, I go back a ways in the movement as well, working at Special Olympics Minnesota, and my current job is the regional health manager for Special Olympics North America.
Yep, and it's been funny that we've known each other for so long. I think I've had several different people on this show who've known me for some time, or a short amount of time, and like it's just an amazing thing to see how this show is. And I do appreciate you being a great fan of Good Vibes. Yes, it is a podcast. It's also a vlog. It all depends on how you want to all look at it at times, of course.
But I'm old. I don't know the difference between the terminology.
Basically, a vlog is a video blog. Basically, that's the term. Basically, it's basically that's how you describe it. I describe it as a vlog, but I kind of see it's like an online show that has a podcast variant of it. So that's how I look at it. So obviously, you're from Minnesota, obviously. So I think that's probably like the big question for some of our fans. Like, what's Minnesota like? Obviously, because I know I was there back in 2019. I think probably not at the peak of the heat, was I? I don't recall anymore.
No, I don't think it was super hot then. We're having an unusually hot June. We've had several days in the 90s, and it does get quite humid here, just like, I lived in DC too. We've had some hot and humid days this June, which is kind of unusual. We usually don't get the hot weather until July or August. But Minnesota is a great place. I've lived in the Twin Cities nearly my entire life. I won't tell you how old I am, but it's been a long time. And I have lived in other places, but I keep on coming back to the Twin Cities. I really love the atmosphere of being able to do things outdoors. I love the people. It's a more laid back feel. There's tons of things to do. I'm a huge sports fan, so I love my Minnesota sports, the Minnesota Twins, the Minnesota Vikings, the Wild, the Timberwolves. But to be a Minnesota fan of our professional sports is not for the faint of heart, because we don't usually win in professional sports, except for the Lynx, the women's team.
Well, yeah, the Lynx, obviously, in which they haven't. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them, honestly, because since their best star player's been out for I forgot how long. Yeah, but they're still amazing on themselves, and don't discredit the WNBA for who they are, because just a quick fun fact for your fans, I'm a Washington Mystics fan, obviously, and they're right now only playing with 8 healthy players, and they just beat probably the best team in the league last night with 8 healthy players, which is ridiculous, but that's no easy feat either. So, actually, it is a good. Now we're going to the fun part of this show, obviously, Eric. But what are some appreciations and support advice you want to share with folks and such?
Some appreciations.
Yeah, and appreciation support. It's kind of the idea of the show, honestly. Like, if you have anyone to deal, you can literally come off the top of your head, because that's literally how this show works most of the time. Is it just comes off the tongue sometimes.
Well, I'm very appreciative for, especially during the pandemic, being able to have, means to keep connected with people. I think it's been, I've had some virtual calls with you, Jerry, during the past year plus, and you've helped at my Special Olympic teams. You've led some boot camps for my Special Olympic team during the pandemic. That's been a way that we've been able to stay connected during this time where we weren't able to see each other in person and have practices. So I'm very appreciative for that, being able to stay connected with people, and appreciative for friends like you who, you know, on a Sunday, it's a, you know, you volunteered your time and your talent to leading us. And I was just talking with one of my athletes last night at our golf practice. I was saying I was going to be on your show today, and I reminded him who you were, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I love boot camp. That was fun." And they got to meet people that they normally would have never met before. You know, we had you on from Virginia. We've had an athlete from Florida. We've had people from all over be able to pop in and connect with us. So while the last year plus has been really challenging, I think I'm thankful that we've learned how to stay connected in other ways.
And I agree to that. And I think one of the unique things, and I guess we could probably sort of briefly talk about, obviously, because you already know that it is. I don't think my Good Vibes fans know this, but I recently just found out I was selected for Team Virginia for USA Games in Orlando 2022, and I know you're obviously gonna be there. I'm just gonna be in a different role for like once in my life, and I think you've been to quite a few US. I think at least one USA Games. I forgot how many you've been to. Honestly, I've forgotten. That's just my how bad my memory could be at times. But no, at least Seattle. I might have seen you in Nebraska. I might have recalled you in Nebraska. I might recall.
I've been to all of the USA games except for I didn't go to New Jersey, but in some capacity, I was at every single USA games except for New Jersey.
Yeah, so we've ran into each other at least twice, two times at least. One that's kind of funny, but yeah, I did. It's kind of amazing. I think sort of talking about it's like yes, it's a dream come true for a lot of people. I think that maybe actually sort of what we could throw in as our positive vibe for folks. But I think you could sort of build off on something like that if you want to. Or like, what are you positive vibes to everybody, or uplifting vibes I call them sometimes to folks as well.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you on being selected for uh, to be part of Team Virginia to go to USA Games. What a huge accomplishment! Congratulations on that. And you know that's the happiest place in the world is you're going to be going to Disney World. And I know that I don't know if you've ever been to a Special Olympic Florida event that they host at Disney and ESPN. Man, the facilities are amazing. I mean, I think it's just going to be a super exciting and fun experience. And I know the team, the LOC, is working really, really hard to make the event top notch for all of the athletes to have the best experience ever. So I think that's a very positive thing that they're working super, super hard. And it's going to be, you know, the marquee event in the US in 2022. So
Minus the Unified Cup in Detroit, obviously, but like, yeah, USA Games kind of trumps that at the moment, at the slight edge, obviously, but it is like an impressive feat what they're doing because I'm looking forward to it. I'm already talking to a few folks who I know who've been selected. I was just talking to someone else who he just found out he was selected. I'm not gonna say names because one, his program CEO will get probably mad at him for finding out, obviously. So I'm not saying names, but like it's both me and him. Like, wow, it's like this is finally our dream come true for both of us to do it. And I think just the thing about nearly, I'm not talking, I'm not breaking out the tears again. Like, if anyone's, because I think you've obviously seen the video header. I mean, like literally, I'm just like breaking down tears, which is like super uncharacteristic of me, or even be speechless. But
yeah, I was tearing up too when I was watching the video, and I was like, I can't believe Jerry isn't going crazy right now.
well, and that was the funniest thing in the world. Like people think I would go crazy for some things, but like that was like I'm like I was just in pure shock. I think because I had no way how to respond right away. It's like there's like, and that was just the first thing that came to mind. Just cry, cheers of joy, because it's something I've been working so hard for. I know it's an amazing thing to do, and I think you're gonna be obviously one of the big fans there, of course. And I think there's gonna be a lot of big fans there. I hope to do Good Vibes dinner, but I'm pretty sure I won't be able to, fans. So there will not be a Good Vibes USA Games special series at all. If possibly more like a recap of it, the whole thing probably at most, but not like no live videos. I wish I could do it, but honestly, I may have some restrictions going on in that situation. So I do apologize to my fans in advance that they were looking forward to that special that ever happened.
But I think you'll have a lot of you're going to make so many memories. You're going to make so many friends, have such great experience, and you'll be able to summarize that in an episode afterwards, I'm sure. And um, I will be looking forward to seeing you, you know, swimming, and then I also look forward to you coming to Healthy Athletes
Oh,
while you're there.
I'll be there.
We're
Because I'm
putting
not
in
gonna.
a plug because that's where I'll be.
Yeah. FYI, Healthy Athletes is a great thing, by the way, folks. It is a great thing to do. It's a great program we have with Special Olympics. And yes, we highly recommend checking them out when they're at your any competition if you're a Special Olympics athlete. And they're like, I think you could best explain, like, they're all around at any given time, aren't they, Heather?
Yeah, so Healthy Athletes has been around for more than 20 years, and it offers people with intellectual disabilities the opportunity for free health screenings and education. We usually pair it at a event, so like a competition where the athletes are already at. So during their downtime, so you won't be, you probably won't be swimming 24/7 for the whole week. You'll have a little bit of downtime and be able to, in between your races, hopefully come on over to the field house there at ESPN Wide World of Sports to come and do some of your health screenings. They'll have everything from vision to podiatry, health promotion, physical therapy. There'll be 7 healthy athlete disciplines there, and it's run by amazing, amazing medical volunteers who donate their time and talents to screening our athletes. And it's a very unmet need for a lot of people with intellectual disabilities.
I agree with that 100% because intellectual and developmental disability people, we are always I think I wouldn't say mystery is probably the word to say, but I think we're also misunderstood simultaneously. And I do think it, but I do appreciate you for coming on the show here, and because I know this has been probably one of the best show slash announcements to my fans as well. And obviously throwing a few gaps in there, obviously with me trying to remember what the episode was. I only to say midway through the episode. It's so funny, but that's just how good vibes goes, folks. So one thing we
Go
always
with the flow. Go with the flow.
yeah, pretty much. That's actually one of the things I usually have said sometimes. But a tradition on the show is you virtual fist pumps on the show. So you want to do one with me, Heather?
Oh, fist bump.
Yep. So boop.
Boom.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. I hope you all tune in for episode 15 this weekend, obviously, and also episode 16 where I will be doing a pre-recording because I'll be traveling. So hope you all that. So, you want to say anything else before we leave, Heather?
I just want to say congratulations again, Jerry. Thank you so much for welcoming and inviting me to your show. I'm a big fan, and I'll stay tuned for your next episode.
Thank you so much, Heather. So, have a great Friday, everyone, and see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.